You ever upgrade your player, unlock your badges in NBA 2K, and you just were confused about which badge to put on, or you just weren't sure if the badge you had on was the most effective use, or you didn't even know what the badge did in the first place? Well, this video is for you. This is the most complete, comprehensive, detailed badge breakdown that 2K history has ever seen. We're gonna go over every single badge in the game. We're gonna give you opinion, detailed thoughts from somebody who has lived and played over 4,000 games on NBA 2K21 Next Gen. Every new badge, every old badge is going to be broken down. So I hope you guys enjoy all the information. All you guys need to do is watch this video and drop me a like if you appreciate all the effort, because this took a long time to do. Yo, what's up guys? It is PowerGotGame back with another video. And we have a very special video for you guys today. So what we're gonna do here is break down literally every badge. Now, not just some of the badges, not just one of the badges, not just two of the badges, every badge in NBA 2K21 Next Gen, because there's a lot of new badges in this game. And what I see a lot of people doing is just putting on the same badges they had in current gen or last year, and they're just skipping over all these important new badges, or they're missing how the badges that are already in the game changed. So I've played this game. I'm gonna give you a little background around me, guys. I'm an Elite 1. I've played the most part games in this game. I have over 3,100 wins, have over 3,500 total games played. I've played every mode in the game. I've had the chance to try a lot of the stuff. So whether you're getting Next Gen later or you have Next Gen now, I can give you guys a lot of knowledge on what the game and the experience of the game is actually like while playing. So I'm gonna break down every single badge. I'm going to give it a rating of 1 to 10, and I'm going to highlight over each of the badges so you can see which badge I'm talking about if you want to skip through it. I'm going to leave timestamps in the description so you can go to each badge thing. So I'm going to do it by category. So shooting, finishing, whatever you're looking for, I'm going to give timestamps of that below. And then when I begin each category, I'm going to break down the must-have badges that I think are the most important at the start. So this whole video is here to help you guys in the most friendly way possible. Feel free to skip around to what you want to see and what you don't want to see. And I just want to help you guys and give you info on each badge and what I think of it. So if you're confused about a badge, you don't know if you should put it on or not, this video is going to help you learn about that. So one thing I ask is just make sure you guys drop a like on this video as earlier, because I spent a lot of time going through these badges and just getting this knowledge and help you guys with this. So if you could just drop a like, that would mean a lot to me. But let's get straight into the video without further ado. Alright guys, so to begin this, I'm going to tell you guys a little bit about how I did this. I made a player in the test builder so I can go over every single badge. Like it's every finishing badge, every playmaking badge, every defensive badge in the game. I can show you all the badges. We're going to talk over each badge, and then we're going to go back and go over all the shooting badges too. I'm going to make a new player just to go over every single shooting badge. So to start with finishing, guys, and I'm going to tell you guys first when you go to finishing, the first badges I'm going to go over are the badges that the most important that pretty much everybody should have. The most important finishing badges are number 1, Heat Seeker. Heat Seeker is like Takeover Booster this year. It's a new badge in the game. It's like Takeover Booster for anybody that can get a dunk or something. So gives additional takeover inside shots. So any shots taken around the painted area, including dunks and layups, receive a greater boost towards the takeover meter. So you can shoot like 2 dunks, maybe like 3 layups, something like that, and you're gonna have your takeover just completely filled. So every player should have this, probably at least on gold, if not Hall of Fame. I give this badge a complete 10. We're gonna rate them all 1 to 10. That's gonna be a 10. The second badge that is like almost a must-have for people in the finishing is gonna be Posterizer. Posterizer, I'm gonna give it a 9. You dunk on people a lot. Everybody, I feel like, regardless of what position you are and what you do, should have on Heat Seeker and Posterizer. So that's the first 2 badges I want to make sure. If you don't put anything else and you're not confused and you don't know about anything else, Heat Seeker, Posterizer, guys. So now we're going to go over every single other badge. So Acrobat. Acrobat it's okay in this game. I'm going to give it a 5. It's just that I don't see many people doing reverse layups. The dunking is so overpowered in this game. You can go and do a reverse dunk. A lot of reverse layups and stuff you could do a lot. You don't really need it. So you can do these fancy playground layups, but I feel like they're so unnecessary. Like a lot of stuff you do with Acrobat, with the half spin, hop step, Euro step, I guess if you play really fancy, you can do it, but I feel like the normal person does not need Acrobat at all. So we're gonna give it a 5. it can be an optional badge, but not really needed right there. Now, back down Punisher, guys. Back down Punisher in this game. Honestly, this is a post score only badge. I'm gonna give it probably a 4 just because of usefulness. If you're not a post scorer, there's no reason at all to have this badge on. So allow players to have more success than normal when backing down a defender in the paint. So post score, put this badge on. And if you have like 20 plus finishing badges, but you really don't need it. I feel like you don't need a ton of finishing badges at all this year. Like some of these badges, like you really don't need it. Dream Shake, same thing. Post move fates have a higher chance of stunning the defender. I'm not saying this badge is bad. It's just like, I'm gonna have to give it another like a 4 because it's like, you don't really need this. Like this is only for post scorers only. So if you're in a post, put this on. It's a good badge. It's just not, it's not gonna help you if you're not like a post scorer and you're not posting people up every single possession. Same thing with drop stepper. All these badges right here. There's so many badges here where it's like, these are post scorer badges. Drop stepper right here. Drop stepper is really, really good this year and just being able to drop step people. So I'm gonna give it a 6. It allows for more success when attempting post drop steps and hop steps, and attention to protecting the ball better while performing these moves in the post. So this is kind of good for post scorers because it allows them not to even get ripped as much too. So that's a little bit better than those. You do those drop steps, you don't get ripped. But if you're driving, don't need these. Now, Fearless Finisher. Fearless Finisher, I'm actually going to give it a really good rating of 7. It's not one of the must-have badges, but if you're a guard and you have high finishing, that's probably around like 15 or 20 finishing badges, this is going to be a really good badge because strengthens a player ability to absorb contact and still finish. Also reduces the amount of energy lost from contact layups. So think of this like contact finisher from current gen. And you just go up and you can make all these contested layups and contested shots. So Fearless Finisher is a really, really good badge right here. Now, Giant Slayer. Giant Slayer is still good, guys, but I'm going to give it a 5 just because everybody in this game is kind of the same height. Like you don't really have many 6'2", 6'3" guards, which this would be very, very helpful with. Like last year, you had a lot of 6'4", 6'5" guards. Only if you're short really put this on. Boost the shot percentage for a layup attempt when mismatched against a taller defender and reduces the possibility of getting blocked. Everybody's like 6'7", even the centers are like 6'8", 6'9", especially in parks. So it's like when everyone's the same height, Giant Slayer's not going to give a big help. But if you're undersized and you're short, yeah, you can put Giant Slayer on. So I'm going to give it probably like a 6 right there, maybe like in the middle. Like I want to give it higher, but it's just not that useful. Okay, Heat Seeker, we already talked about that. That's the 10. Amazing, amazing badge. Highlight Film, man. This is dunks performed either on a fast break or where style give a boost to all of your teammates' takeover progress. Now, if you're playing Pro-Am or something like that, this can be really, really, really OP. And just boost all your takeover meters. But I don't think for Park, you know what I mean, you're not gonna really need highlight film like that. But I'm gonna give it a 7 just because these badges that boost your takeover are glitchy this year. You know what I mean? So we're gonna give it a 7 right there. If you want to try that on, that should be something extra. And especially if you play Pro-Am or Rec and you can get in the fast break, try that out. Perk Specialist. So this is just for post hercs. This is it's a good badge if you're gonna be doing spamming those post hercs. So I'm gonna give it a 7, but it's like if you're not a post scorer, don't worry about that badge. Lob City Finisher. Really, really, really good badge for catching dunks. If you're playing any of those events like boot camp or mobile, anything where you have to catch lobs, this is gonna be a must-have. And even if you're not, just being able the ability to go up and get those, I'm gonna give it a 6. It's just not like everybody needs to have it, but in special situations when you're throwing a lot of lobs, you want Lob City Finisher on because it still does its job. It's just not that versatile. Now, Post Spin Technician. This is a badge they actually used to be in the playmaking, but they moved it to the finishing. I don't know if you guys noticed this. So attempting to do post spins or drive result in more effective moves and less of a chance to be stripped. So key if you're a post scorer. Really, really good badge. And even if you're not a post scorer, I kind of find this badge useful because post them up, then spin off them really quick. I used to have this in Hall of Fame last year. I saw the difference. So I'd put this as an 8, to be honest. It's just really nice to have that post spin in your arsenal, depending no matter who you are, and can give you an easy bailout. So 8 right here for post spin technician. Really, really good badge. But if you don't find yourself doing those post spins, don't even put that on. Now, Pro Touch. This is really good too. Gives an extra shot boost for having slightly early, slightly late, or excellent shot timing on layups. This applies to slightly left, slightly right, or centered aiming too. Now, I'm gonna give this a 5. Like it's a good badge, but it's like I just turn the timing off on my layups because I don't even want to time it. But if you're like a try-hard slasher and you put the timing on, you really want to make all those layups, even though I feel like you shouldn't be even shooting contested layups. then you can put on pro tips and you can make some amazing, crazy shots. It's just like, I feel like having these badges own that, okay, you're gonna make good timing. I feel like if you're gonna make if it's a wide open layup, guys, you're gonna make it. And if it's a contested layup, you shouldn't be shooting it. So why do you need this badge on? That's just how I feel about it. But to each their own, guys. So put back boss over here is nets. Enables put back dunks and boost the shot attributes of a player that attempts a put back layup or dunk right after getting an offensive rebound. So if you're like a player that gets a ton of rebounds, or especially in rec or something like this can be a really nice. So I'm gonna give it a 6. Good badge, not a must-have, not unstoppable or anything, but really, really good badge. Okay, this is one of my favorite badges I like. Rise Up. I'm giving this at 8. Enables, no, here's this. Increases the likelihood of dunking the ball when standing in the painted area. So you get the ball anywhere under the paint, you can just go up and just rise up and dunk over people. Like, people would just be standing there, you just dunk on them. I feel like this is almost a better version of put back bars. So I'll get the put back and I'll just dunk over them. Like, I like Rise Up almost better than put back bars entirely. So that's a really, really underrated badge. Now we got Slittery. Slittery, guys, I almost feel like it's not as OP as it used to be. Increases a player's ability to slide through traffic and avoid contact during the gathers and finishes of the rim. Like, it still works, but like I said, I don't like going up for contested shots. So I'm gonna give it a 7 because it works. It's just, you know what I mean? I don't know if you need it. Like, you should be shooting wide open dunks, and you get a lot of contacts anyway, even without Slittery. Like, you don't need to slide through people when you can dunk over people already because you have posterizer. You know what I'm saying? So 7, useful, but look at some other badges first. This is like a 15, 20 finishing badge kind of thing you want to use. So the last but not least for finishing is going to be Teardropper. I'm not gonna lie, this is probably the worst finishing badge up here. We're gonna give this like a 2. I've never seen anybody do a floater in this game, so maybe it's OP or something. I've never seen anybody just come up and do a floater or runner. So I really don't think they're good. I don't think it's that useful, but we're gonna give it a 2. If you want to try out, you just got a really unique playstyle, go ahead, put your ad at it, but I'm giving that a 2 right now for a Teardropper. So next, we're gonna skip over the shooting. We're gonna be coming back to that. We're gonna go to the playmaking, guys. Playmaking, we're gonna start with Ankle Breaker. Ankle Breaker is so OP this year. Now, this is one that, okay, this is not one of the first badges I put on. So let me go over the very first badges you must have on first. And people are gonna be surprised with this. Number 1 badge you must first have on, quick first step. If whether you're a guard or a center, you want quick first step on, this badge is the 10. Put quick first step on. It makes you so much quicker off the dribble. It makes you quick on the jab steps. I love quick first step. Get quick first step on your player. Trust me, trust me, trust me. You don't want to be limited this year. Number 2 badge is handles for days. This is a 10 too. Now, if you're a center, you don't really need this. But if you're a guard, every guard must have handles for days on. If you don't have handles for days on, you're trash. Throw it in the trash. You must have handles for days. So handles for days is a 10. Unpluckable, I'm giving a 9. Everybody should have Unpluckable on, but you don't probably need to put this badge on Hall of Fame. Maybe bronze or silver would do. But everybody should have Unpluckable in their build. And if you find yourself getting ripped even for Hall of Fame, don't spam Curry slides. Because what you're going to find is you get ripped a lot on Curry slides. Especially if you don't have Unpluckable on. So those are the 3 must-haves, but there's a 4th different must-have that I would say in this game. Bullet Passer, guys. If you're unfamiliar with this game, then you don't know what Bullet Passer is. But Bullet Passer is the badge, and I'm gonna bring it up right here. Speeds up how quickly a player gets the ball out their hands, as well as the velocity of the pass. So if you don't have Bullet Passer in this game, all your passes are super slow. You'll find yourself passes getting intercepted. You won't notice it. You'll be wondering why. Bullet Passer is more important than Dimer, because without Bullet Passer, you're not getting the ball to the person you're passing it to. And you're getting turnovers, you're getting everything. If you do not, and you find yourself, because Bullet Passer depends on the pass accuracy you can get. If you find yourself not having the ability to have Bullet Passer on your player, delete that player. That's how important that is, especially for guards. I'd say even for centers too. You will see a huge difference when putting that even on bronze, but I recommend even trying on gold or Hall of Fame because it really hits. If you're going to be an ISO player too, and you want to pass it to your teammate, you must have Bullet Passer on too. So Bullet Passer, I can't speak more highly than that. That badge is a 10. On everything, that's a 10. So we're going to go back to Ankle Breaker. I'll probably give that like an 8 or 9. I think I'm going to give it an 8. Ankle Breakers are so OP in this game. When performing step backs or other certain moves, the defender stumbles or falls more frequently, you can get Ankle Breakers like every single possession you put this on. You know what I mean? Love Ankle Breaker. Bailout's the same, passes out of a jump shot and you don't do errant passes. I'm gonna give this a 9. I think everybody should have this badge on because it bails you out and you can go up and you can pass it out really quick. But you don't need it in the Hall of Fame. I feel like you put this on bronze, this badge does the job well on bronze without even going to silver, gold, or any of that. Now, break starter. Break starter after grabbing a defensive board, deep outlet passes. So this is main for like when you get the rebound. This is more for like threes, not even threes, because threes you usually take your time with it. More for like rec and pro-am. So if you're gonna be a rec or pro-am, I'm gonna give it a 7 because it's definitely useful. It's just like, you know what I mean? Unless you're playing like rec or pro-am, you don't really need break starter. But if you've been grinding that rec, go ahead and put break starter on. I'll give it a 7. It does its job. Bullet passer, we already talked about that. Very must have. Like I said, do not sleep on bullet passer. Put bullet passer on. Okay, I'm gonna talk about dimer. Dimer, I really wouldn't put this on unless you're playing like pro-am, and I'm not really high on this. I used to give it like 9 and 10s. You really don't need dimer in most situations. So I'm gonna give it a 5 because it still does its job. But every build in this game pretty much can get a 90 plus 3-pointer. And if you have a 90 plus 3-pointer, you really don't need dimer to green. You're gonna be greening it anyway. And if you can't green with a 90 3-pointer, then it's a you shooting problem. So I almost feel like in this game, nobody really needs dimer like they did in past 2K. So I'm gonna give it a 5. Make sure you put these other badges on before you put on dimer. If you have a lot of playmaking badges, go ahead and try on your dimer, but it's really not that important. I promise you guys. It doesn't make a big difference this year. And I love dimer in previous years. So down hero, guys. It gives a bonus to players' speed or ball and an attribute in fast break situations. Really good for pro-am. I'm gonna give it a 6. If you're playing 3s or 2s, I don't really think you need this badge. It's not a must-have, but pro-am for sure. Floor general, guys. Gives offensive attribute boost to teammates when on the floor. So basically it's +1 for each level. Bronze is +1. Silver is +2 to all offensive. Gold is +3. And Hall of Fame is +4. I really feel like you don't need this. Everybody has high stats this year. I'm gonna give it probably like a 4. It's nice, it does it, but it's like, and when everybody has a 90, what's the difference between a 90 and a 94? Like, it's really not a big difference. I wouldn't waste my badge points on this. But like I said, if you have a ton of playmaking, like 20 plus, go ahead. You know what I mean? But make sure you have these other key ones first. Handles for days, like I said, if you're a guard, you must have this. Keeps you from draining your energy and taking less energy whenever you're dribble moving. So if you're ISO and you like to do a lot of dribble moves, you gotta have this on Hall of Fame, really. And at least have it on like gold if you can. But handles for days is so big. So pay attention to what attributes you must have to get that. You know what I mean? So key for that. Okay, needle threader, guys. Needle threader, man. When passing through a tight window between defenders, a boost is given to the player's passing ability. I almost feel like it's not that needed. I'm gonna give it to a 5 because it does its job. It's really good. But I feel like bullet passer is the pass that really gets people open, gets the ball to them really quick, which I almost felt like needle threader did last year a little bit. But it's like bullet passer replaces. So this is 5. I wouldn't must have put this on. This is like one of the extra ones you might want to try out or something. So quick first step, like we said, that's a 10 already. Relay passer provides, this is a new one. A shot boost is given to the player receiving the pass after your pass. That's like a 3. Like, that's so much planning. So if I pass it to somebody, then they pass it to somebody else, then they get the boost. Like, nah, bro. Nah, that's too much. Like, that's a 3. I really wouldn't put this badge on, but like, I guess if you want to. Space Creator. Space Creator is an 8. You could actually get a ton of ankle breakers this year when using Space Creators. When performing any step back, move, or shot, there's a higher chance of successfully creating separation from their opponent. So you create separation, but you also get a lot of ankle breakers using the Space Creator this year. So love that. Oh, special delivery. I didn't put this in my must-have, but this is like super, super good. We're gonna give this badge a 9. Not completely a 10, but a 9. People use this on 2s, 3s, everywhere. It's honestly OP. I almost feel like it needs to be patched. It's not a must-have, but it almost needs to be patched because you can throw one flashy to somebody, and if they have Hall of Fame hot shot, which we're going to talk about later in the shooting badges, they will get team takeover in one flashy pass from this. And it increases your ability to throw alley-oops. If you throw alley-oops, your alley-oop throw success will be so much literally better. And it increases your shot chance for receivers after a flashy pass. So it's like dimer and it's like takeover boost. It's so OP. I'm not going to lie to you. So if you can get special delivery, that's why it's really good to have like 15, 20 playmaking badges, because there's so many good playmaking badges. You can get special delivery on Hall of Fame, then you can get team takeover in one pass, guys. 1 pass. That's literally crazy. So a 9 for special delivery. Only reason I'm not gonna give it a 10 because it's like it's not a must-have. Like your player will be fine if you don't have it. It's just like it's really, really, really useful. All right, stop and go. I'm not gonna lie. I don't really think that's that useful, to be honest with you. We're gonna give it a 4. Allows for bar hitting to stop and stop quickly with unique stops and launches exclusive to this badge. Like it's kind of nice. I guess people that like to do these like quick stops and stuff like that. But I've seen a lot of people not even having their own, and it's not really a problem, to be honest with you. Tight handles. I think this badge is kind of useless unless what I've seen. So if you equip this on Hall of Fame, it's going to give you those Park Zero moves, which nobody even wants. And most people don't even have tight handle zone. So I'm going to put that at a 3. I don't think you need that on your player. I really don't. I just don't think you need that player. And you, Unpluckable, we already talked about that. Must have, maybe like bronze or silver. So that's like probably a really, really good level. All right, Nets own. That's going to conclude the playmaking, but Nets own is going to be the defensive badges, guys. So we're going to go over all the defensive badges. The key ones, you can't really go in too many key ones because it kind of depends on positions, but the main 2 key ones every build needs is clamps. We'll give it a 10. If you don't have clamps on, you're going to get blown by every single time. I don't care if you're a center. I don't care if you're a guard. You must have clamps on your player. That's the only way you're going to be able to stop people. Same thing with Intimidator. You need that 10. And offensive players have less success shooting when contested by players with this badge. Also, it boosts the shot defense ratings when tightly guarding an opponent. So you want to make sure you get intimidated. You make sure you get clamped. If you don't have these badges, you need to almost like remake your build because those badges are so crucial. And clamps, you need perimeter defense to get that. Intimidator, you need block. That's why every player should have perimeter defense and block almost enough to get these 2 badges. So clamps, intimidators, those are both 10s. Get those as high as you can, honestly. Gold, Hall of Fame, whatever you need. Try to match those out. Now, ankle braces, I'm gonna give this 2. What I've heard, everybody that has ankle braces on, the badge is like useless. Like it's supposed to keep you from getting ankle broken, but people still be getting broken with this badge. So, nah. Bots, I'm gonna give it an 8. It can be for guards, if for centers, if you want to rebound. I think you just only need this at least on bronze. But without bots, like people just get around you. Bots, it really helps you secure position in the paint and get that bots out for the rebound. So, bots right there. Brick wall, I like brick wall. It makes it really tough to get around the screens. You have very vicious screens at the high level. So for brick wall, I'm gonna give that like a 9. Anybody, if you're a center, you want to use that, make sure those screens really, really work effectively. Chase down artists. Chase down artists, I've seen this badge and work. I'm gonna give it an 8. It boosts the speed and leaping ability of a player when chasing down an offensive player in anticipation of a block attempt. So you're completely chase down people, get these blocks from behind them. It's really, really nice for defense. Really, really nice. I've had people, I'm like, bro, how are they getting these contests when I'm already by them, bro? But that's chase down artists. At least put this on bronze if you can to get those animations. Clamps, we talked about, that's a 10. Everybody should have it. Clutch defender, guys. Right here, boost defensive abilities during clutch situations. I'm not gonna lie, I'm giving this badge a 2 again. That's like, nah, bro. Like, clutch situations for defender, like that. You don't waste your whole badge points on something that's only going to be useful in such a small amount of situations, if you guys get what I'm saying. So defensive leader lifts the defensive abilities of teammates on the courts. I'll give it a 6. It's just like, I don't think +1 is going to do much. So even though this is going to lift it, +1 or +2 or +3 or +4 to your defensive attributes is not going to change much. It's more about badges and positioning. So yeah, but I'll give that a 6. If you have a lot of extra defensive badges, go ahead and put it on. Heart Crusher decreases player opponents take over meters when achieving a highlight play on defense. This badge is actually really underrated. I'm gonna give it a 9. After successfully blocking or stealing the ball from an opponent, an additional penalty is given to the opponent's and player's takeover meter. So you get like a block from somebody, you get a steal, and this is so crucial because takeover goes so fast in this game. You can like make them cold, or you can literally just wipe out the takeover like completely from that. So if you have extra badges, not one of the main couple ones, but if you have extra badges, definitely put this on. Okay, we got a hot stopper right here. Boost takeover meter after making defensive plays, so gives an additional boost towards takeover progress after making plays on the defensive end. That's like a 6. It's just like, I don't know, like you don't usually get takeover in the defensive end. You're not going to make consistent because you make one defensive play, then you're done. Maybe for like Vec or something like that, you can see this being very useful, but it's just hard to rack up defensive plays like you would offensive plays. So it works, you know what I mean, when you get a block or a steal or something like that, but you know what I mean, you're going to get takeover in like 2 shots on offense anyway, so what's the point? Interceptor, guys. Definitely a key badge. This is the key reason to upgrade your steal, at least to like a 58 steal, you need to get interceptor. I'm gonna give this a 9. You're in those lanes, you tip it more, you grab the ball more. They can't make those passes, and they have to respect you. So interceptor, very 9 right there. Intimidator, we already gave that a 10. Must have for everybody, like I said again, off ball pass. Makes more difficult to get past when playing off ball. I'm gonna give that badge like a 3. Maybe useful in Pro-Am, but even then I don't see extremely useful. Like, I've had people, like, I would think off ball pass would stop like the death sin or going off ball, but like a lot of times people still can even do that with off ball pass. I don't think it's really OP or even works that effectively. Pick dodger, guys, definitely helps literally so much, guys, especially at Hall of Fame. So we're gonna give this a 9. If you're playing against a lot of people ISO this year, so you gotta look at your matchup. But if you're playing against anyone that's going to use screens, you want to use and put this badge on. Pick dodger, almost a must-have right here. So I'm gonna give pick dodger a 9. I didn't do it when the must-haves right here because it kind of depends, because it's just people ISO so much this year. Like, you can almost take it off and kind of be fine depending on who you're playing. But if you're playing people that use serious screens, you want pick dodger. Okay, pickpocket, guys, increases the chances of a steal. I'm gonna give this literally 5. It works, but it's not like a huge difference. If you got a high steal, you're getting steals anyway, like a 95 steal, and you got to upgrade your steal so much to get pickpocket. I don't know if the badge by itself changes too much. So 5. If you have a lot of extra defensive badges, definitely put it on, worth like looking at. Pogo stick, a lot of people don't like pogo stick this year or anything, but you can just jump multiple times. I'm giving it at 8. You can put pogo stick even on bronze or silver. I see a big ability in the ability to jump up and down and get stops. Guys, so 8 for pogo stick. Try that badge out even if you're a guard when people are driving or anything, when they do pump fakes. Post lockdown, this badge basically is like moving truck and post move lockdown combined. Like, they can't back you down as much. If you're playing a post score, this badge is actually a 9. If you're playing a post score at all, this badge, you put this on Go to Hall of Fame, you will literally clamp that post score. It's over. That's literally, this is the kryptonite to the post score. So 9, but only for that situation. If you're not playing a post score, you don't need this badge at all. So it's 9, but it's very situational. You guys understand what I'm saying? So take this off if you're not playing post score, but you're playing post score, clamp that easily. They can't do anything. I'm trying to tell you. So post lockdown is a really, really good badge. Rebound chaser, I almost would have put this in the must-haves because I think this is a 10, but it's like, this badge is really, really good. We're gonna put rebound chaser. We're gonna give this badge a 10. For guards this year, every guard has max rebounding, so it's like you need this as a guard almost. And if you're a center, this is a must-have. Gold or Hall of Fame. Get rebounds. You're gonna get boarded if you don't have rebound chaser in your player. You're gonna get boarded. Maybe not as guard as much, but as center, you need rebound chaser. Hall of Fame. Rim protector. We're giving that a 9. This does allow, if you don't get dunked on as much, lessens the likelihood of getting dunked on. So if you're having a lot of those contact dunk animations, rim protector will help for that. And it's also going to give you a ton of blocks, and it improves the ability of block shots. So this is a 9. I feel like everybody should have his own, at least on bronze. If you can do it on Go to Hall of Fame, you're going to see a big help and a big difference, guys, right there. Powerless defender, we're giving that a 3. I really feel like, you know what I mean? Like, you're going to lose your energy regardless. I don't see a big difference when you put powerless there. Defender on, honestly. So I don't know about that. Trapper, when trapping, I'm gonna give it a 2. I just don't feel like it's that useful. You don't trap people besides in record program. So, and even then, you don't really use this trap somebody and leave it wide open. So I'm gonna give it a 2. It does its job. It's just there's no point in really. Nobody really traps people out there. So give it a 2 right there, and that's gonna include the defensive. And now we're gonna move on quickly to the shooting portion. We're gonna go to another build for the shooting portion of the build, guys. Alright, guys, to conclude the shooting right here, man, we're gonna go over it. The must-have badges in shooting, we're gonna start with Hot Shot 10. This is like takeover booster for the shooting. 2 shots, 2 threes right here, and you're getting takeover if you have Hot Shot on. You need this badge. Not only have it on, but you need this badge at Hall of Fame, in my opinion. Hot Zone Hunter, everyone needs to have. Hot spots and boost your shooting by so much. We're gonna give this a 9 just because it's so easy to shoot in this game. It's not a 10. Like, you can low-key shoot without the Hot Zone Hunter, but it helps you a lot. So 9 for Hot Zone Hunter. Make sure you have your hot spots with this because this is only boosting if you have hot zones. So if you don't have your hot zones, this badge is gonna be useless. Next badge that is the most have deep threes. This is a new badge. It's basically limitless range. You can shoot really deep. It adds extra distance. This is a 10. Everybody should have deep threes on. I feel like you don't even need Hall of Fame. If you have gold, you're like low-key set. But you're gonna need these 3 badges no matter what you do. Center, guard, anything. So make sure you definitely have this on, for sure. And now we're gonna go over the other badges. Anti-freeze. Anti-freeze is gonna be a 7. It's not like the best badge ever, and you might think, okay, why do I need this? But when you go cold in games, guys, it reduces your ratings. If you have anti-freeze zone, you won't reduce your ratings. So sometimes you miss one shot, you're already, you know, it's like this game seems momentum based. You make a couple shots, you make all your shots. That's because when you make a couple shots, your ratings go up, and when you miss a couple shots, your ratings go down. So anti-freeze is gonna reduce your ratings just completely, just bombing if you just miss a shot or so. So putting that on bronze might be like super helpful, but it's not like a Hall of Fame badge. And even if you miss a shot when your takeover is almost 4, you're not gonna lose all your takeover. So blinders, guys, blinders is this is a 10. I didn't put it on for everybody because maybe if you're center just spotting up, you don't need this, but guards must have blinders on. Basically, this badge, until you have blinders, you'll see people contesting everything from the side, anywhere. Once you have blinders, you get a little bit on the side of them, it's no contest. Like you'll see people, they're right on the side of them, and it's just no contest. Like nobody contesting. Like it keeps people from contesting you. So try this badge if you're a guard. Please try blinders. You're gonna see, especially on Hall of Fame, you're gonna see such a huge difference. I recommend Hall of Fame blinders. I really do. So catch and shoot. This badge is an 8. Still very good. If you're a guard and you don't do much of catch and shoot, but if you're a center and you do a pick and pops or anything like that, you definitely want to put catch and shoot on, as it works. You hit your catch and shoots, but you can probably hit them anyway without the catch and shoot, to be honest. But it's gonna, if you shoot a lot of catch and shoots, I like putting that on, and it helps me a lot. So you can hit a 3-pointer immediately after the catch, right there. So there we got circus threes. A lot of people have heard about this. This badge is like this badge is going to be up there with a 7. It's really good. Step back threes, taking off the dribble receiver boost. You do those weird step back threes. I like even doing this. Only guards get this badge though, and I think you green them so much of the time. It's just, there's so many other more important badges, and it's like you really don't need to be doing random step back threes. But like if you just want to get fancy and play around, for sure put this circus threes on. Clutch shooter, I'm gonna give it a 5, I guess. And like if you're in the 4th quarter and the overtime, it seems more from my career, but people say if the score is really high, you get it 2. Where it's like I don't even want to be in close games, so why am I putting like clutch badge on? So 5 if you're in a lot of close clutch games, and I guess clutch shooter would help you a lot, but you don't want to even get in that situation, to be honest. Corner specialist, I'm gonna give it a 6. Honestly, like it's good, it works. If you do a lot of fades in the corner, you do step backs in the corner, it's definitely useful. But it's like a lot of times you can make those without even corner specialists. But if you know you go to the corner a lot, it might be worth investing in corner specialists. But it's not a must-have badge by any case. No, Deadeye. Deadeye definitely works and helps, but I'm gonna give that a 7. I don't think everybody needs it. Like I go without Deadeye a lot of times, and I don't really see a huge problem. Like you'll get open most of the times. You have blinders, most of the time they won't even be contesting you. And if you're in your face, you probably shouldn't be shooting it. It's just so easy to get open. I don't think you're gonna need Deadeye like really in people's faces like that. But if you have a lot of shooting badges, like 20 plus, go ahead and put on Deadeye. Deep threes, we already said that's a 10. Everybody needs to have that. Difficult shots, I actually like difficult shots, but step backs, even fades. But what they say here is high difficulty jumpers such as hop steps, spins, step backs, and pull-ups receive a shot boost from the mid-range. Key thing about this is it only helps you from the mid-range. So if you like to shoot from the 3, I don't really know. So we're gonna give this like a 6, just because it only seems to work for the mid-range, guys. So like if you're shooting 3s, this is not helping you. Fade ace right here. Improves ability to shoot post fadeaways. This is a 5. It's just like I don't see people shooting post fades, even if they're post scorers. Like I don't think you should just be sending them post fading, but like it works. You know what I mean? Obviously, it's just not OP or anything. But that was a badge that was in the game a couple years ago. Now they brought it back. Green Machine. Green Machine and a lot of other previous 2Ks used to be 10s. Now what we're gonna be doing is we're gonna give him this a 6, just because it's so easy to shoot in this game. You don't even need Green Machine. You don't need this bonus for consecutive Green Machines. Try, and this is why we're gonna make people try, especially if you only have like 15 or 16 shooting badges. Try not even using Green Machine, or even using it just only on bronze, and you're gonna see like it's still easy to shoot. So I just don't feel like it's as important as it was in other years. Hot shot, like we said, 10 must need. Hot zone hunter, everybody should try to get that badge too. Ice and veins, we're gonna give this a 2. I'm gonna give it, I used to give it a 1, but we're giving this a 2 because 1, it's only useful for free throws. So it's like if you're not playing Rec and Pro, you don't even need this badge. Now, if you're playing Rec and Pro, the reason why I'm giving it a 2 is because a lot of builds this year have low free throws. They really do. And if you have low free throws, you can put this on. But the problem is you need a certain free throw to get this. So this is only if you have like a 50 or 60 3-point free throw. But if you play rec and prom a lot, you have a 50 or 60 free throw, consider putting this on and you'll make your free throws during the critical moments when you need to. So when it matters. Rhythm shooter. Improved shot taken after sizing up your opponent with dribble moves. Now I've heard this badge is actually really, really good off like shooting off the crease line and stuff in that situation. So I'll give this a 7, not a must-have badge, but a nice additional badge you want to try out and putting this rhythm shooter on, especially if you like to shoot off your dribble moves. So 7, definitely try that out. Set shooter. Increased shot rating, gives a shot boost after standing still before taking a jump shot. That badge is like, I don't feel like it's a must-have in any case, but we're gonna give it a 7 too, because that's a nice badge. But there's so many badges here that can take you. Like if you get the shot and you stand still for a second and then you pull up, even though I don't feel like you should be waiting that long. You should, but set shooter is gonna help you. So 7, nice additional badge, not a must-have at all. Slippery off bar, we're gonna give that like a 4. I don't really think it really helped you. Nobody really do off-bar screens or anything like that. So I don't really think you need it, but we're gonna go over to sniper. Sniper is actually really underrated. I've seen people use this when they make like almost every shot. I'm gonna give it an 8, but it's only for shot aiming. Basically, you shot aiming and it boosts all your shots with shot aiming. So when you aim it correctly, it's really well-timed shots. The sniper just boosts all your aim shots. So if you use shot aiming, use sniper. If you don't use shot aiming, don't even worry about this badge. Just skip over it. Stop and pop. This is a really good badge. I'm gonna give it an 8 right here. Boost shot rating on standstill 3-pointers after dribbling. So this is like set shooter, but I feel like this is almost like a little bit better. So like if you dribble for a little bit, then you stop, and then you pull up, that's literally stop and pop. So that's why that's an 8. That's literally so big, especially for guards. If you're a guard coming off the screen, stopping and popping, that's gonna be such a huge badge for you. Tireless shooter, we're gonna give this a 7 again. Great additional badge once you have your other badges. But the thing about tireless shooters, I don't think you need that on Hall of Fame. You put that on bronze. Even you make it with no tireless shooter. Sometimes you're just green everything. But it's a badge worth maybe putting it on bronze in case you're blinking sometime you want to shoot this. But really shouldn't be getting blinking too much in this game, honestly with you. So that's going to conclude literally every single badge in the game. If you have any questions about any badge at all, I'm happy to help. Comment below. We can help each other. If you learned something about a badge that maybe I didn't mention, comment below. And I played a lot in this game. This is from my experience. I'm not saying there might be a badge that I overlooked or something like that, but I wanted to share my knowledge to you guys as much as possible. And this took a long time to do. So if you guys appreciate this, please drop a like on the video. Comment all your thoughts on it. Subscribe if you guys are new. We're going to have more videos breaking down everything you need to know about Next Gen, because this is a really exciting game that I'm liking a lot. And thank you guys for watching, and I am out.
It's funny how now she be calling me back. She see that I got it, I'm stuck in the trap. 40 autos and we put it right back. 40 autos and he left in the back. I can't be trusting cause people just act. I get the money, I run it right back.